as you can see, I do indeed own other clothing. What's up everybody? It's me again, back out with another video. So today I'm going to be doing another shoe review, and it's not a new shoe. This shoe probably came out almost a year ago again. I'm just going through a lot of my old shoes that I copped in the past. And this is not because I haven't bought some new shoes, although that's certainly convenient, that's the case. But I just thought, why not go back into the archives and talk about some of these shoes that I have very strong opinions about. So I just thought I should just record them and put it up online and just see how other people are feeling. So today we're talking about another Nike shoe. Don't worry, I do own other brands as well. But so this shoe was actually part of a pretty interesting collection, the international collection from Nike, and that included the Air Max Plus, or the TNs, for all my Australian boys out there, we're representing. So it had the TNs, the Zoom Spiridons, and the Air Max 90 if I'm not mistaken. If I had to put it in order, I'd put the Spiridons first, the one I got, then the TN because rep Australia, and then probably the Air Max 90 would be last in my opinion. So, you know, let's just get right into it. This is a review on the Nike Zoom Spiridon in the International Pack Collection. Colorway. Smooth. So, now it's time to get into the box. So again, we've got the standard Nike Sportswear red box that a lot of the retro shoes come in. If we open up the box, something special about the international collection, the shoes were wrapped in 2 layers of paper. So the first layer, actually, just pull it up, was the first layer is covered in this Nike International logo, and then underneath we've got a second layer which is just standard wrapping paper. And then we've just got some standard like paper that was stuffed inside the shoes. And hanging off was the right shoe, I'm pretty sure. Hanging off the right shoe, we actually had this cardboard hang tag with this, you know, fabric patch on the other side. And I think it's glued on with the idea that you could take it off and possibly embroider it on your clothing. Maybe I can cover my ape with this instead. But I decided to just leave it on the hang tag, just because I don't really see myself wearing this openly on a piece of clothing. And if you're wondering, it's got some text on the back, and it says Nike International Collection.
Showcasing the entire world as one, the Nike International Collection of lifestyle runners sees no borders, boundaries, or bands.
Bands, very interesting. So this is supposed to represent like diversity, and you can already see there are like a bunch of flags on the patch. Now, I mean, I'll get into it a bit later, but there aren't as many flags as I would have liked on something called the International Collection. But no, it's neither this or that. We'll get to that once I get further into the video and have the shoe in hand. So with the box out of the way, I'm not going to throw it on the floor this time. It was really loud last time. Sick. Now with the box out of the way, let's get into the shoes. Just kidding, I actually had to go grab the box again because I forgot to read the label. And the label reads Air Zoom Spiridon 16 NIC QS. So I think the NIC stands for Nike International Collection, and the QS stands for Quick Strike, which means this shoe was supposedly more limited than like your standard Nike releases, which I would believe, but you know, limited doesn't always mean, you know, sell out, just because this shoe did go on sale in a lot of places, and I think you can buy it on sale at a lot of places right now. We will get into the price later. But now, with that out of the way, finally we can throw the box in. Sorry, back to the shoes. So now onto the main side of the show. Here is the Nike Zoom Spiridon in the International Collection colorway. So the most defining feature on this particular colorway is you've got this all over flag print that runs across, I guess what you call the entire mudguard. It's actually like a fabric kind of embroidery, and it's really nice. And I think visually it actually works really well, and I think it worked the best on the Zoom Spiridon compared to the other two that was part of the collection. And if we look at the swoosh, as well as the pull tab on the front and back, there's actually a very nice iridescent finish on the material. So when you're just walking around in natural daylight, it has this very nice glisten to it. And you know, being a Zoom Spiridon, the shoe is also covered in 3M strips. You've got a 3M strip running all along the mudguard as well as along the edges and on the lace eyelets. And I am a sucker for 3M, even though you don't see it during the day. Anytime you take like flash photos, it always just gives that nice pop to your shoes. I've always enjoyed it. I know many people may not care about it, but it's something I've always appreciated. So, you know, going back down to when I was talking about the cushioning, we've got Phylon foam, I guess, just like along the main part of the midsole. But then right on the outsole, just underneath this rubber, we've actually got Zoom units in these, you know, key sections. Now, Zoom Air is just this highly compressed air with fibers that run along inside to stop it from like bursting. So Zoom Air has this very nice springy property to it, and you can feel it on this shoe. Even though, because it's bottom loaded and your foot isn't in direct contact with the Zoom units, it's not as springy as say the Foamposite that I reviewed last time, but it's still a very nice shoe to just walk around in casually. So when I purchased this shoe, I got a chance to try it on in my true to size, which is a 9.5, and in a 9.5, it was the width was okay, but my toe was actually pushing right against the material. So upping half a size, the width was actually pretty good and the length was perfect. So I ended up getting these in a size 10, and I would recommend, if you guys are looking for a Zoom Spiridon, to at least go up half a size. Now, when talking about the overall comfort of the shoe, I actually think, despite the fact this is a shoe from 1997, this is still a very comfortable shoe. I would even say, if we compare this to the Air Max of that year, the Air Max 97, the comfort of this absolutely blows the Air Max 97 out of the water. Even though I know the 97 is way more iconic, and I personally do think aesthetically it is a banger shoe. But the comfort on this shoe is great. On the bottom, it's got this nice spring back, but it's not too springy because you've got the foam separating your foot from the Zoom unit. So that's still quite nice. And the upper is actually fairly breathable. Like, you've got this nice mesh on the toe and everything. And despite there being a lot of like embroidery along the toe guard, on the mud guard with all this flag print, it's still a fairly flexible shoe. So walking around in it, it's fine. So I would say, yeah, top and bottom, the comfort of this shoe is actually holds up really well. And now we reach the point where I talk about my opinion on the shoe. So visually, obviously, I really love this shoe, and I have worn this quite a few times. It's quite dirty on the bottom, really unsightly. You've probably noticed I'm trying to like grab around the edges of the shoe. But visually, I love this print just being an accent on the shoe, and the iridescent touches just set this shoe off for me. Actually, I have two main complaints, and the first one's a bit of a small one. I would have liked to see more flags on this sort of print, because I'll go check on the patch, but the patch only has maybe about like 12 flags, and there are so many other flags that exist. What would have been cool, albeit a little more expensive, would have been if each shoe was randomized with a different sort of print. So no two shoes were the same and you had like completely different flags on every pair that came out. But I know that would have been quite a bit to ask for. And my second problem, and actually something that's really worrying to me, I've actually got some, outsole and midsole separation right around here. I'm gonna like just peel it a little bit, but it's actually revealing the air unit, the Zoom unit underneath. And I'm just really worried that like if I keep wearing this, it might just pop one day. So, and I don't wear this shoe that often. So for the rubber to start like peeling away from the midsole is actually a little worrying and kind of disappointing, to be honest. I will be doing a DIY fix on this. By that I mean I'm just gonna use super glue. But yeah, the fact that it happened in the first place is just something that's really disappointing for me. Especially if we consider how much I spent on this shoe. And again, I bought this in a different country. This one I bought while I was in Japan. And I'll put the conversion right around here. But I paid full price for it. So like full price for this was about like $220 or something like that. And these shoes have gone on sale. I've seen them for as low as like $140. So I kind of shot myself in the foot paying full price for this, but I was happy with the purchase, and hey, I got to wear it for all these months. So overall, quite happy with the shoes still. And I mean, I do get some good wear out of it. I just stopped wearing it as soon as I noticed this because I'm going to fix it today. And with that, we've come to the end of my 4th video. Wow, we're already there. So I would just love to hear what your opinions are on this particular Zoom Spiridon. And actually, I'd love to see if you had to rank the Nike International collection from the 3 shoes, how would you rank those shoes? For me, this is 1, TNs would be 2nd, and the Air Max 90s would be 3rd. But I'd love to see what you have to say. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video. And now for the on-feet portion, as customary for all these shoe reviews, here it is. And yes, if you're wondering, I have a thing for cuffed pants, but here we go anyway.